let me introduce you now the conclusions about our cycle of debates concerning teacher skills for the school of the future. And I'm going to give you the general aspects, and these general aspects are concerning with two topics mainly: the school of the future and skills of the teachers. Of course, we are not going to talk about specific skills related with scientific area that each teacher is involved with. Concerning the future, when I'm talking about the future, I always remember something that my father said about 50 years ago when television starts in my country. And when my father saw the television, he said, in the future no one will talk in the telephones anymore. They will use one television in one side and another television in the other side, and everyone will be seeing each other. I think in many countries all over the world we are in the future. We Skype, we use Messenger, we use virtual classrooms to communicate, and many things like this. But in many other countries they're still going on using phones. And this means that the future is different for different areas. This doesn't mean that the future will be different. Will take longer time to get to the future. And this is our main topic in this moment. I can say that in 70 years we have evolved from a room computer into a very handy small computer, thousands of times more powerful, with fantastic software, with bandwidth, many, let's say, other tools and sophisticated activities, stream video, e-meeting rooms, contents production and distribution all over the world in multimedia format, and so on and so on. And we have as well changed many other things. In 2 decades we have built up knowledge and information society, connecting cultures and countries all over the world in real time. Let's have some more, let's say, details about these aspects. And these details are related with what? These details are related as well with the evolution of methodological aspects. In 50 years we have changed from Socratic behaviorism to constructivism. We have found out that human beings are multi-intelligent, according to Garner and Fleming, that there is an emotional intelligence in parallel with rational intelligence. Interactivity is absolutely necessary for the learning process, and collaborative social learning processes are as well important approaches and tools to a better learning. Next question is related with our students and about our students. What is their role? How do they have changed? And they have really changed a lot. Our students today are digital learners. Our students today are multimedia dependents since very early ages. They are using computers, they are using technologies, they are digital borners. Our students needs different needs from what they needed 20 years ago or 50 years ago. And the reason is because our students are social multimedia channel learners. Our students waiting for multimedia contents our students are surface learnings. The profile has really changed, and they want distance teaching and learning as well, using online environments, using many other tools, and this is normally called e-learning. But the question is, what is e-learning? E-learning is, let's say, has been metamorphosed in several aspects during the last decades. Distributed learning, web-based learning, internet-based learning, online learning, distance learning, computer-based learning, and b-learning. But really, what happened is that we have changed from e-learning to other different aspects of learning. And in 2001, Rosenberg said that in the near future a more radical change will happen, and it will not be e-learning but just the disappearing of the e, and it will be just learning. This is, let's say, the moment we are now. But if we are now in this moment, the question is, what is e-learning today? And e-learning today is, I should say that it's quite a big confusion, because many people are using the same word but with different meanings. Some people are saying that we just send contents, unidirectional teaching. Some others says, okay, no, we need some more interactivity, asynchronous interactivity, Web 2.0 concept. But some other as well say we need synchronous activities and virtual classrooms. And this is, let's say, what we can call 3 e-learning generations. And these generations means just as follows. Generation e-learning 1.0 means constructivist approach, but unidirectional, sending PDFs and other documents, and we wait for students to study and learn. The second generation, it's more elaborated. I should say that in this second generation we will have something else. We will have interactivity. But in between the first and the second generation, we felt that only distance teaching was not enough. So we have tested a mixed B-learning, blended learning, which was a mix of presence and distance learning. And this mix was, let's say, a better approach. But interactivity in a synchronous format, it was very important. With Stephen Downes and O'Reilly, the parents of this, let's say, philosophy of teaching and learning, it was, let's say, introduced a new concept. Distribution of contents, activities like forums, wikis, web quests, and other types of activities in a synchronous format. But what is next? What happened in the next step? I should say that after, let's say, with after Stephen Downes, George Simmons introduced a new concept, connectivism. And this connectivist approach, let's say, introduces us what we can call e-learning 3.0, the third generation of e-learning. And in this third generation we have interactivity, I'd say some other more concepts, interactive. And B-learning becomes in a different format, in a synchronous and synchronous. And what we can say about this is that the profile of e-learning is, let's say, different now. Today, e-learning is a teaching process supported by electronic, multimedia and web technologies in an interactive environment with asynchronous and synchronous approaches, activities in presence and distance environment. And this means that it is digital and teaching and learning. in digital format. But what we have seen is enormous change as well in this concept in, let's say, 10 years, no more than 10 years. And that's what we are having today, as B-learning is a new format of teaching and learning, because B-learning is not anymore just presence and distance learning. B-learning today is much more than that. Blended learning is a mix of asynchronous distribution using LMSs, learning management systems, and synchronous activities in presence or virtual format, in presence classrooms or in virtual classrooms. And this is what is happening today. New methodologies are very important for this, and that's why we need a, let's say, a new approach. And this new approach is, if we are talking about e-learning 3.0, we are supporting our teaching and learning in 4 columns. These columns can be called new methodologies of teaching and learning, because they are not the same as we used in presence classrooms. It is enormous change on that. I should say that we should know how to use or how to produce multimedia contents and similar activities like this. Multi-format of communication and sending and delivering contents. Online tutoring is absolutely necessary. Tutoring for our students, where they will present their works, where we discuss with them, and so on and so on. And formative evaluation is a must. We have to evolve from summative to formative evaluation. Only certificating that students have been in the classes, it's not enough. It's necessary that they really learn what is the contents and what is prepared for them to learn. And the basic question today we have to question ourselves is, are we teachers prepared for the future? And this is what we are going to listen about the opinions of experts in the next part of this presentation. Thank you very much for your attention, and this is what we are going to do now. Let me introduce Professor George Simmons, the President of Scientific Committee of this project, and will give you an overview about our research. Thank you very much.